Hello everybody. Today I'm going to do a little painting of a photograph using a photo reference. And first I'm going to tape down the edge of the paper. I'm using a watercolor board, which means the paper is already pre-mounted and glued to the board. And when we finish, I just peel off the top paper, the top layer of the paper, which is the paper that the painting that will be painted, and it will come off, and the paper will not be wrinkled or anything because it's a pre-mounted sketchbook. So with this painting, I did not do any pencil sketch ahead, so it's all freehand immediately with watercolor. So the first couple of steps, try to lightly lay down the background layer and slowly sketch out the atmospheric ambient feel of this painting. Because I didn't do any pencil sketch, I'm definitely a little bit more careful because I can't make any mistake with watercolor, and start with the lighter color. And generally speaking, watercolor, I tend to start with lighter color. It just makes it a lot easier to control and handle, and slowly layer darker color on top of it and slowly build up the dimension, the perspective as we move forward. So after lay down the lighter color and the mid-tone, I start putting down some of the darker color. And once that's done, I'm slowly tightening up the detail and slowly kind of build up the detail and slowly kind of layer by layer add more element to the painting. So after I do some of the details, slowly pushing the darkest dark value a little bit and do a bit cleanup. Now after finish the background, I start working on the focal point, which is a little bird. Since I did not do any pencil sketch, I'm trying to be super careful when I sketch out the bird directly with watercolor, especially is a very dark color. So I want to make sure I wouldn't make any mistakes, so have to do this step super careful and kind of slow about it. And with this, with a shadow color, I typically I don't use black. I just do not like to use black. So the dark color is always a mixture of different kind of darker color value. Say with in this case is a dark blue and red and brown kind of a mix to create that really dark color. It just gives it a little bit more dimension when you don't use a ivory black for any dark shadow. It kind of give it a little bit natural kind of a soft shadow feel to it, and give the shadow a little bit more texture. So anyhow, start with the focal point, and I slowly work my way to the plant that frame the bird, to kind of slowly build up the composition and the layout. And I want some of the plant that is a little bit higher, feel a little bit more translucent because there's less foliage layer on top. And after that, just start adding some final touch, and also add a little bit more distant detail with a group of birds flying around in the background to add that extra atmospheric feel and just make the painting feel a lot more lively, because in nature things is not always very well controlled. There's always a random thing happening in the background. Just give it more fun and energy to the painting. And lastly, final touch, just to carefully wash and frame the painting. I do want the background to be a little bit more kind of that soft lens of focus look a little bit, so kind of wash off some of the rough edges with water to soften that edge to make it feel more naturalistic. And now the painting is done, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Happy painting!